In every small town there are secrets, but some vanish before they're ever revealed. This is the story of Mia Danvers, a woman who left her apartment to meet a stranger and then, just like that, disappeared in broad daylight. Mia was 24, bright, full of life. She loved animals, volunteered at the shelter every weekend. Rosemill, Oregon was her whole world. It's the kind of town where everyone knows your name, and when you go missing, everyone notices. Her roommate, Kelsey, remembers that Tuesday like it happened yesterday. Mia said she was meeting a guy she'd met online. Coffee, in the middle of the morning. She even joked she'd fake a work call if he was boring. But Mia never came back. At 10:42 a.m., surveillance caught her leaving their apartment. Green jacket, jeans, coffee in hand, looking calm, maybe even a little excited. She stepped into the sunlight, and that was the last time anyone could say for sure where she was. By evening, panic set in. Mia's phone straight to voicemail, no messages, no pings. Police traced her steps to a downtown coffee shop, but staff swore she never showed. Cameras caught her crossing Jefferson Avenue at 10:53 a.m., then she's just gone. A week crawled by, no clues, no Mia. Then from nowhere, an Uber driver Logan comes forward. He remembers picking her up just before 11. She wanted a ride to Forest Trail Park. She was polite, nervous. He dropped her at the north entrance, that was it. Forest Trail Park, miles of dense woodland. Search teams scoured it for days, nothing, until day 6. A jogger found a phone, cracked and mud-stained, lying by a creek bed. It was Mia's. And tucked inside was a note, just a few words, shaky handwriting. "If something happens to me, tell my sister I'm sorry." But Mia didn't have a sister. Police were stumped. DNA, only Mia's. No fingerprints, no signs of struggle, just that chilling note, and the sound of silence. Her family was adamant. Mia wouldn't just walk away, she was lured or worse. Then a twist, 7 months later. Someone checks into a motel in Idaho using Mia's full name, security footage. It's her maybe, or someone who wants us to think it's her. She looks older, tired. By morning she's gone, leaving only a coffee shop receipt, dated the day Mia vanished. Was she running, was she hiding, or is someone out there pulling the strings? The case stays open. No answers. And as Rosemill clings to hope, one truth haunts everyone who loved her. Mia went to meet a stranger and vanished in broad daylight. Subscribe to this channel. This is Vanished Whispers, True Crime. The investigation into Mia's disappearance quickly turned up a handful of witnesses. Kelsey Moore, Mia's roommate, sits across from detectives, her voice trembling. She was nervous, but she said she'd be fine. "I wish I'd asked more questions." Officer Daniels reads from his notes. At 10:55 a.m., a neighbor saw Mia talking to a man in a dark hoodie near the parking lot. No clear view of his face. Police transcripts reveal a flurry of calls. Concerned friends, a worried mother, a barista who remembers Mia's green jacket but not her face. Surveillance footage is grainy, but a shadowy figure seems to follow Mia across Jefferson Avenue. The evidence is unsettling, but nothing sticks. No suspects, no motive, just fragments of a life interrupted. Days turn into weeks. The case grows colder, but then, evidence surfaces that chills everyone. A set of muddy footprints, too small to be Mia's, found near the creek where her phone was discovered. Police transcripts show frantic calls between detectives. "We need to check the park cameras again." A local hiker claims he saw a woman matching Mia's description, but she was with a child, holding hands, vanishing into the trees. DNA tests on the note reveal a partial print. Unmatched. Untraceable. The motel sighting in Idaho is re-examined. The woman checks in, pays cash, leaves before dawn. Security footage shows her glancing over her shoulder as if being watched. The case file grows thicker, but answers remain elusive. Was Mia running from someone, or was she taken? The mystery endures, haunting Rosemill. No closure, only questions. Voiceover. Months pass and the case grows cold, but then, a break. An anonymous tipster calls the Rosemill police. The voice is distorted, but the message is clear. Check the old mill on the outskirts. Detectives rush to the scene. Inside, they find a backpack, Mia's initials stitched inside. Inside, a diary, pages torn, but one entry stands out. "He says he can help me disappear, I don't know if I can trust him." Forensics comb the mill. A single strand of hair, not Mia's, is found on the backpack. DNA analysis begins. The town buzzes with rumors. Who is the tipster? And what did Mia mean by he? The investigation intensifies. Police re-interview everyone, friends, family, even Logan, the Uber driver. He insists he knows nothing more, but his alibi is shaky. Surveillance footage from a gas station near the park shows Logan's car idling for 20 minutes after dropping Mia off. Why did he wait? The detectives press him, but Logan remains calm. "I was on a call," he says, but phone records show no outgoing calls at that time. The suspicion grows. Voiceover. Late one night, Kelsey receives a message from an unknown number. "I know what happened to Mia." She brings it to the police. The number is traced to a burner phone, purchased 2 days before Mia vanished. Detectives set up a sting and a young woman is brought in, Emily, a former co-worker of Mia's. She breaks down in tears. "I didn't hurt her," she sobs, "but I know who did." Emily reveals that Mia had been receiving threats from a man she met online. He called himself the Watcher. He knew details about Mia's life no stranger should. Emily tried to warn her, but Mia brushed it off. Police dig deeper. They find a series of encrypted emails on Mia's laptop, all from the Watcher. The messages grow more menacing as the days go by. The last one reads, "If you tell anyone, you'll regret it." The investigation shifts focus. Detectives track the IP address to a remote cabin outside Rosemill. They move in. Voiceover. The cabin is empty, but inside, police find evidence. Photos of Mia newspaper clippings and a wall covered in maps and timelines. In a locked drawer, they find Mia's ID and a letter addressed to her family. The letter is heartbreaking. Mia writes that she was being watched, manipulated, and threatened. She feared for her life, but also for those she loved. She staged her disappearance to protect them, with help from Emily and the anonymous tipster, her estranged father. The DNA from the mill matches her father, who confesses to helping Mia escape. He says she's alive, living under a new identity, far from Rosemill. The case is closed, but the town is left reeling. Mia's family is relieved, but the scars remain. Rosemill will never forget the girl who vanished in broad daylight and the lengths she went to for those she loved. The mystery is solved, but the echoes linger. This is Vanished Whispers, True Crime. Even after the truth is revealed, the ripples of Mia's disappearance continue to spread through Rosemill. In the weeks that follow, Kelsey's family, her mother, her younger brother, and her best friend Sarah, struggle to find a new normal. The relief that Mia is alive is tempered by the ache of her absence and unanswered questions. Sarah, holding back tears in a rare interview, shares, "I still check my phone, hoping for a message from her. I want to believe she's safe, but it's hard not knowing where she is, or if she'll ever come home." Kelsey's mother, meanwhile, visits the memorial site every morning, leaving fresh flowers. She tells local reporters, "I forgive her. I just hope she finds peace. But I wish she knew we would have helped her no matter what." The community, once united in grief, now grapples with confusion and mistrust. Some feel betrayed, while others see Mia as a survivor who did what she had to do. Candlelight vigils turn into heated town meetings. Rumors swirl. Was someone else involved? Did the threats ever really end? Then, just as the dust begins to settle, a new clue surfaces. A local hiker discovers a torn piece of fabric, matching the jacket Mia wore on the day she vanished, caught on a fence miles from where she was last seen. Next to it, a weathered notebook filled with coded entries and initials no one recognizes. Detective Harris, the lead investigator, is quoted saying, "This changes things. We thought we had closure, but now we have more questions than ever." As the camera pans over the misty woods and the notebook's cryptic pages, one thing is clear: the story isn't over. The town of Rosemill must once again confront the shadows lurking just beneath the surface. This is Vanished Whispers, True Crime. The discovery of the coded notebook throws the entire investigation into chaos. Forensic experts work around the clock, deciphering the cryptic entries, each one more puzzling than the last. Suddenly, a name emerges from the tangled web of initials: Mark Jensen, a respected local teacher and family friend. The town reels in disbelief. Mark, known for his gentle demeanor and community service, is brought in for questioning. In the sterile, fluorescent-lit interrogation room, Detective Harris leans forward, voice low and urgent. "Mark, your initials appear in Mia's notebook. There are references to late-night meetings and a passage that reads, 'He promised I'd be safe, but I am never safe.' What does this mean?" Mark's hands tremble. He insists on his innocence, claiming he only tried to help Mia with her schoolwork and personal struggles. But as the interrogation intensifies, cracks begin to show. Conflicting evidence piles up: a series of late-night text messages, unexplained withdrawals from Mia's bank account, and a witness who claims to have seen Mark's car near the woods on the day Mia vanished. Meanwhile, outside the station, the community is in turmoil. Some rally to Mark's defense, convinced of a setup. Others demand justice for Mia, their anger boiling over during a tense town hall. As the confrontation reaches its peak, Mark's lawyer storms in, halting the interrogation. This is a witch hunt. My client has nothing to hide. But Detective Harris isn't backing down. If you're innocent, Mark, help us understand. Tell us what happened after Mia disappeared. The camera lingers on Mark's haunted face. Is he a misunderstood ally, or the key to a darker truth? With every new revelation, the line between victim and suspect blurs, and the stakes for Rosemill have never been higher. The hunt for Mia's fate has become a desperate search for answers, and the next twist could change everything. As the town of Rosemill teeters between outrage and disbelief, the investigation takes a sharp, unexpected turn. Detective Harris and her team begin re-interviewing witnesses, hoping for overlooked clues. The camera pans over stacks of new statements, the voices of townspeople layered over the sound of shuffling papers and the distant hum of police radios. A neighbor recalls seeing Mia the morning she vanished. She was standing by the old bus stop, arguing with someone in a gray hoodie. I couldn't see their face, but it wasn't Mark, too tall I think. Cut to a police transcript, Detective Harris's voice steady. Describe again what you saw near the woods. Witness: I heard shouting, two voices, one sounded like Mia, the other was lower, angrier, then silence. When I looked, there was only a red scarf on the ground. Forensic teams scour the area again. This time they find a set of tire tracks, different from Mark Jensen's car. And in the underbrush, a discarded cell phone, smashed but not beyond recovery. It's Mia's. Inside, a series of deleted voice memos are recovered. The audio is distorted, but one phrase is clear. He's watching me. I don't know who to trust anymore. Detective Harris pores over the evidence, her brow furrowed. The camera lingers on a corkboard crowded with photos, timelines, and a new question at the center. Was Mark Jensen set up, or is someone else still out there? Each new piece of evidence deepens the uncertainty. The community's trust fractures further. The truth, once within reach, now feels more elusive than ever. With every revelation, the mystery of Mia's disappearance grows darker, leaving everyone to wonder, how many secrets can one town hide? The search for answers has only just begun. In the weeks that follow, the relentless pursuit of truth finally pays off. Forensic analysis of the recovered cell phone leads Detective Harris to a name long whispered in Rosemill's darker corners. Evan Miller, a reclusive mechanic with a history of violent altercations. The gray hoodie, the tire tracks, the angry voice, everything points to him. As the evidence mounts, Evan is brought in for questioning. Under the weight of proof and the town's collective heartbreak, he confesses to confronting Mia the morning she disappeared. He'd mistaken her for someone else, his anger flaring out of control. In the struggle, Mia fell and struck her head. Panicked, Evan tried to cover his tracks, never intending for things to spiral so far. Mia's body, hidden nearby, is finally recovered. The truth, devastating yet necessary, brings a wave of sorrow, and a chance to mourn, at last. The camera drifts through Rosemill neighbors gathering in candlelit vigil, Detective Harris standing quietly by Mia's memorial, and Mark Jensen, finally cleared, embracing his family with tears streaming down his face. The town, though scarred, begins to heal, bound by shared grief and the hard-won knowledge that darkness cannot outlast the light. As dawn breaks over Rosemill, the narrator's voice softens. For every secret kept, there will always be those who seek the truth. And sometimes, even in the deepest shadow, hope finds a way to shine through. The mystery ends, not with silence but with remembrance, unity, and the promise that Mia's story will never be forgotten.